Hi everyone! So here is our first set of tutorials for Sustainable September, and I am getting started with mending. This is a very kind of old lost art, I think, and I think a lot of people are getting into it now, so I'm super excited about that. I think the whole crafting and sewing thing that has become really trendy is a big deal and it's awesome. So I wanted to just reach out to all of you who maybe are not super into sewing, and maybe you're not oh, I totally get this and I have a sewing machine and I have all kinds of stuff. So, but you also know that this is a good way to keep maybe an article of clothing that you love from becoming trash. So I have a few things that I am going to show you how to mend in a few different videos, but this is my intro to mending video. So the reason why mending is such an important part of sustainability is because fashion is a huge contributor to waste. And I know a lot of people just think, oh, well, when I get tired of that, I'll just take it to the Salvation Army, I'll donate it, and it will get put to good use. But what most people don't know is that donation places, please take your things there, please do it, but they are overwhelmed. People are turning around clothing and fabric goods in ways that are just absolutely unheard of in generations past. And what a lot of people also don't know is that your clothing that is so inexpensive that you can go buy a t-shirt for $10 is generally being made by women in third world countries working in really dangerous and deplorable conditions, being paid less than, they're being paid like slave wages. So it is a huge public health issue. It is a huge environmental crisis, and it is really important to not be contributing to fast fashion. So if you want to learn more about fast fashion, there's an awesome documentary. It's called The True Cost, and it's on Netflix right now. And it is amazing. It'll give you a great rundown about fast fashion. So to avoid being part of that whole industry, the best thing that you can do is mend your clothing. Take good care of it. The sweater I'm wearing right now, I have had for, I want to say 7 years. So it is worthwhile to spend a little bit more on something up front that is higher quality and will last you longer, and to take care of it, rather than buying something that costs less but is basically disposable. And in the long run, you actually, the consumer, you will save money. Because I'm just going to tell you that 10 disposable sweaters would have cost me more than the sweater I'm wearing right now that I've had for 8 years. So this is a real thing. Looking for high quality clothing where people are paid a living wage to produce it is a real way that you can make a difference. And your money, your demand in the market is the best way to change the market, because it's all about supply and demand. And as soon as we start demanding better, we will actually have better at lower costs that's more affordable for everybody. And we will actually press the market to create things that we want instead of overproducing junk. So at any rate, that is one way you can do that, buy higher quality clothing. Another way is go to secondhand stores, buy things secondhand. I am a huge fan of ThredUp. It is an online secondhand store, and actually I have this awesome skirt. See? It's a Michael Kors skirt, and it's beautiful. I wear it quite often, actually. It's holding up really well, but the lining, I have a car that's hard to get in and out of, and the lining has torn, so I'm going to mend it. But the skirt is incredible. And I bought this skirt for, I think, $20 on ThredUp, for real. And it is in perfect condition, not even a little pilling on it. And I've gotten a lot of things from ThredUp that even have the store tags on it. How crazy is it? I've gotten things from the Salvation Army with store tags on it. So I highly encourage you to buy things secondhand. My daughter's just had my granddaughter's birthday party. We just had it. And we went to Once Upon a Child and bought just a ton of kids' clothes. I mean, we basically bought her an entire winter wardrobe for $100. So my suggestion is that you actually go to secondhand stores. It takes more time. but it is so worthwhile. My daughter bought a winter leather jacket there. You know that? Oh my God, it's so cute. It's like the old 80s style zipper jacket, like from that like punks used to wear when we were in school. Anyways, and she got this jacket for $12 and it's like brand new. So I'm just nonstop, cannot say enough good things about buying things secondhand. I've got all of my golf clothes came from eBay. I'm super into it. So get your clothes, but consider buying them secondhand. And that's a great way to get high quality items at a more affordable price as well. If perhaps you're not in the market to spend $100 on a sweater, buying it secondhand, something that will last, is absolutely worthwhile. So I recommend that. I'll be showing you some cool ways this week that you can repurpose clothes. We'll be making this month we'll be making t-shirt bags, and clearly you can make rags and cleaning rags and all of that kind of stuff. But probably my favorite thing to do is make t-shirt bags, especially with like special sentimental t-shirts. That's a fun way to reuse them. So at any rate, what I'm going to be talking about today, though, is I'll have a few videos about how to mend a seam in this skirt, how to mend a tear in this top, how to replace a button. So we have that, and then how to fix a hole, because I actually have a snag on the sleeve of my jacket that I need to fix. So these are all going to be hand sewn, nothing with a machine, so you should be able to do this at home. I have some of my favorite tools. So I like to get a multi-pack of some sort of needles so that you have all different size needles. And then I find that it can be helpful to have a seam ripper or a small pair of scissors, because you know what, like sometimes when you're sewing something you make a little mistake, and this is a good way to repair that mistake. It's also a great way to kind of like if you need to even things out, or when I get into how to put the button on the pants, manufacturers like to sew extra buttons in, so that you have to actually cut them out so that you can use them where they belong. And then if you're not like the most hand-eye coordinated, or you wear glasses like I do, it can be super helpful to have one of these little gadgets. I'm going to hold this up for you. This is a needle threader. So I'll show you how to use that. Just dropped it. So, and I like this. So I have one of these. This is actually a really strong magnet, and I love it because, I mean, I do tend to drop things. Sometimes I need to, okay, so I hem pants sometimes, and I need all these pins. But when you drop your needle and you're trying to find it so that you don't step on it, this is everything. If they made one of these for Legos, they could make a fortune, because you know they get stuck in your carpet, you don't even see them, and next thing you know it's embedded in your foot. So this is great because you just can like rub it like this. Like if I pull like pins off, I will show you right now. So if these were to fall on the floor, you just hold it over and it just picks them right up. So it's awesome for that. Anyways, I'll put links on my blog to all of this stuff if you want to buy it. And of course, thread. I have all kinds of thread because I happen to sew a lot. But if you don't sew a lot, you can probably get away with like a beige, a white, and a black. And if you have that, you can usually make it work. Those are good colors to have, and they're not really expensive. And then for sewing on a button, this is a trick. This is a toothpick, and you'll see me use it when I sew on a button. It could be a non-disposable toothpick. These are actually bamboo toothpicks that I have, but you can use them. They make a great spacer for sewing on a button, so I'll show you when I get to that tutorial what you would use a toothpick for. So these are your basic supplies that you need for sewing. I would not, I mean, if you want to keep a little sewing kit in your purse, you go right ahead. But I recommend that you actually just buy these few things, shove them in a box somewhere, and be done with it. Because those little bitty sewing kits that have the yarn or the string already attached, they never, ever, ever have enough thread for anybody who really mends things. So I would highly recommend that you just go ahead and get yourself a few items. I will actually put it on the blog what you need for a mending kit. That way it's nice and simple, and you can make your little list and take it to the store with you. You can order it from the links on the blog, whatever makes sense for you. But have yourself a mending kit. It's worth having, and it will save you a ton of time and money to just have it already set aside. So join me for my next video, and we will actually do some mending. So I look forward to seeing you. Bye.